Okay, this is what the game looks like when it's packed up. We'll put the box on it and give it the shake test. Oh wow, it's still good. Yeah, great for travel. Okay, this is the instruction book. Other than the standard stuff like contents, the goal of the game, and how to set up, it has a definition of all the common actions used in the game. These read like regular collectible card game errata. It does a really good job of explaining what the cards exactly do. Also, there's a sample turn in here. Okay, there's a really long encyclopedia that basically replicates everything that you see on the cards, just in a longer form, so it's just easier to understand and you can reference it. And the 10 recommended sets of 10 that you could use to help the game start off in case you don't want to use random ones. Yeah, all in all, pretty good instruction guide.
Okay, we're going to play a basic round of Dominion. What you're looking at here is the opening hand. You have 3 estate cards, and you have 7 copper cards. The estate cards are how you win points, and the copper cards are how you buy the other cards on the table and build your deck. Okay, this is the basic layout for your game. You're going to have your points over here, you have your money here in the front, and you have 10 sets of cards. The game ends when any 3 of these cards here run out when the decks are gone. If the province cards go away, game's over as well. You use these cards to buy these cards. And these are the cards that have the actions that you do during the game. Because this is a card game, you're going to be shuffling a lot. So we're going to show you a really easy way to shuffle your deck.
We're playing a 3-player game today, and we're going to be playing open-handed just so you can see what we're doing. Everyone has gotten their starting deck of 10 cards, and they've drawn 5 of them after shuffling them up. Alright, these are the 5 cards that I've drawn for my hand. I've got 1 estate card and 4 copper cards. The estate card is useful for me at the end of the game because that's how I get points. However, right now, it doesn't really do much for me. However, these 4 copper cards will allow me to buy action cards that I'll be able to use later in the game. So, what I'm going to do is go over the flow of play at this point. At the beginning of everybody's turn, they draw up to 5 cards from their deck. After which, if they have any action cards in their hands, they can play them and resolve them immediately. After which, they're able to make 1 or more buys depending on the action cards they played previously. And finally, we have the cleanup phase, where any played or unplayed cards go into the discard pile, and then the player draws up 5 cards and gets ready for the next turn. If the player has less than 5 cards left in their draw pile, they draw as many cards as they can and play their round with only the cards in their hand, after which they shuffle up again, and they'll have a fresh deck to start the next turn. Okay, I have 4 copper cards in my hand, so I can buy 1 card with a cost of 4 or less. So I'm going to spend my 4 copper cards and buy a militia. Militia's cost is 4. This card gives me 2 coins to spend when I play it, and also forces every other player to discard down to 3 cards in their hand. Okay, I've made my 1 buy, and now I have to clean up. Any cards that I've played, any cards that I haven't played, just go in the discard pile. And then I draw 5 cards for my next turn.
Okay, our next player, player 2, is going to skip the buy phase because she doesn't have any action cards, but she has 4 copper. So she's going to spend those 4 copper. The card that she's going to buy with her 4 copper is the Smithy. The Smithy is going to allow her to have 3 cards added to her hand when she plays them. Okay, so what she's going to do is she's going to buy that card, and now we're going to go through the cleanup phase. She's going to pick up all the cards that she played, all the unused cards, and the card that she bought, and she's going to put them into a discard pile, and then she's going to draw back up another 5 cards. And this creates her new hand. Okay, now it's player 3's turn. Player 3 again does not have an action like everybody else didn't at the beginning. She has 3 copper in her hand, and she has 2 estate cards. These estate cards are essentially useless, so we're going to worry about the 3 copper. She's going to take those 3 copper, and she's going to buy a village. The village card is going to allow her to have 1 extra card added to her playable hand, and it's going to give her 2 more actions on her turn. Okay, so now that she's bought the village, she's going to place the village on the table, and now we're going to move into the cleanup stage because she doesn't have anything else she can do. So she's going to take the card that she bought, the 3 cards of the copper, and the estate cards, and she's going to put those in her discard pile, and she's going to draw herself back up to 5 cards. And she's going to play those into her new hand. Now that we've played through 1 round, we're going to play through a second round exactly the same way. Because we're still working with the opening hand, those actions are not shuffled into our decks yet. Now Gary's going to do it, and we're going to talk through it, but just a little faster.
Okay, I don't have any actions, so I'm going to spend my 3 copper, and I'm going to buy a woodcutter. Woodcutter will give me an extra buy and 2 more gold. I'm going to clean up, and I'm out of cards out of my deck, so I'm going to reshuffle.
This reshuffle is what puts the actions possibly into play.
Okay, I've got 3 coppers, 1 stake card. Can't do much with that right now, and my militia card came out, so now I can use it in my next turn.
Okay, so player 2 is now going to take their turn.
So I have 3 copper. I'm going to buy a moat. I bought a moat because I saw that he has a militia and I wanted to protect myself. So now I'm going to do my cleanup phase, which is take all my cards that I've used, bought, and haven't used, and put them in my discard pile. Because I don't have any more cards to draw, I shall reshuffle. And draw back 5. And look, I drew my Smithy.